right in the heart of soul.
Let's talk about the money. So, of course, a lot of this stuff, people boil it down to child support money, and men are mad because they have to pay money, and they don't want to take care of their kids, but they mad they don't want to give the money, and it's like, okay, let's have a real conversation. So let's just make this hypothetical. If a kid's born and you wind up starting this child support process, if you're a man, the cheaper way to go is, if you're gonna go down the child support route, you might as well just put yourself on child support. It comes out cheaper. I don't know why. Somehow they have a leniency thing. When you put yourself on, then it's like, oh, well, let's give you a discount. That somebody put if the mom puts you on child support, oh, they gonna gouge you for as much as they can get. That's the stereotype. Let's just say it that way. It doesn't always work out that way, but that's a stereotype. But it's deeper than that. Say birth to 5 years old, you know, kid might be in daycare. So if you're a man and you're paying child support and you like, I'm doing my part, the mother's getting screwed. Because if she's taking that kid to daycare, that daycare is not helping. That daycare is helping, but when you get diapers, wipes, clothes, food, in that first 2 years, it's killing them. And then by the time, you know, and daycare is just expensive out the gate. The younger the baby is, the more you pay, and the prices are crazy anyways. So if the mothers get the responsibility from birth to five, unless she's getting thousands of dollars, 1,000 plus, and child support, it's not. It, she's gonna be in the negative in that situation. But from 5 to 18, or from 5 to 20, if the kid goes to college, that becomes a different story. She's basically in the black, or some people the green. And I'm gonna tell you what. What happens is, in a general sense, if a man, if a man's put on child support, he also has to pay medical and dental. So people look at it like, you're just paying child support. Well, child support may be this number. I don't even care if we go down to $500. $500 would be $6,000 a year. $600 would be a month would be 7,200 a year. 7,700 would be 8,400 a year, just in support. But that man also has to pay the medical insurance, and we know the rising cost of medical insurance, right? So it's whatever that is, plus the medical, plus the dental, right? That's what he actually pays. And then you got some mothers who like to be petty, and they like to constantly take the kid to the doctor just for really weird reasons, because they expect you to get stuck with the copay or the bills, because they don't pay. Some of them are being petty. They don't pay the copay. They just, he'll cover it to the point your insurance keeps sending you letters about it and taking money from you because of it. So you got to add those three things up as far as money. So that's what they pay, and then on top of that, every year mom gets a earned income credit for the kid. So that's 3,500 or something like that every year, right? So she gets the child support money, you know, medical, dental, tax credit. That's what she gets from you. And the problem is, guys don't see it going to the kid. From kindergarten to college, they don't see the money being spent on the kid on a regular basis. So now you have an issue where you're looking at every week, every month, every year, and it's like, this is a waste. And you have those guys who go through this thing where, Okay, well, since I see she's not taking care of the kid, now I got to step it up and I got to do extra stuff, you know, beyond child support. And what happens is, guys spend that extra money, sometimes go make those sacrifices and go broke, or put themselves in a financial bind sometimes, or the mom takes you back to court because for an increase, because since you got the money to help some more, maybe you got more money, so let me get something else out of you, right? That happens. And then, it's unfortunate to say this, but when you do, when you have those things in their favor, dads don't get the money back. And what I mean is, so when you play that game, well, I use the money for the lights and the car note and rent and the gas bill and the phone bill and oh, the child's got to do this, that, and the third. And guys, we look at it sideways because when we have custody, even if it's the short term, even if it's 2 weeks of Christmas, a week of spring break, summertime, when you don't live in the same state, you don't get any of that money back. You're paying child support when the kid's with you. So you're still paying all those bills and the kids with you, and you're paying child support and the medical, dental, and she gets the credit. And me speaking from experience, when you have custody, because some people don't know this happens, but if you want to make a deal, you can say, "Listen, I keep sending you the child support. Just give me the kid." And guess what? These mothers will take the money and give you the kid, and you won't see a dime of that money. Because that's and for courts they play stupid, but that when that process happens, that's normal. When you work outside of the court system and you go, listen, just give me the kid, keep the money, I'll figure it out. The mothers don't go, oh, I can't take your money every month knowing that you're taking care of the kids. I can't do it. Nope. Which guys see that, and it adds insult to injury. And some of you guys, after a year of that, you want to go to court and say, look, I had the kid for a year, I've been paying. You might not get that money back. You might not. So, or they'll take the kid if you go, we're going to court, they take the kid back and now it's my kid. And don't get it twisted. In that time period, you can they'll file that the same earned income credit on the child and collect the money from the government while you have them and you're paying them child support. That's the issue. It becomes a character issue because you start realizing, the money is more important than the kid because the kid's always missing out on something. You know, Kid wants to go to karate. I don't have the money, but you got child support. The kid does. You see the kid. The kid doesn't have clothes like that. The kids don't have shoes like that. The kid's not eating on a regular basis. You get what I'm saying? Or they'll buy things, buy a tablet or something like that to occupy the kid. But really, you'll buy a big gift to occupy the kid, but nothing to actually take care of him. Something to pacify him. You're gonna get a tablet. You might get a video game. But if you want to constantly do something that pays, it might not happen. So it becomes a character issue. And people are like, where does the money go? And then over the years, you start adding up. You're spending, you know, over $100,000 total on a kid. I'm just saying over. That's on the low end. If you're doing, like I said, if you're doing 500 a month, if you got to do that for 18 years, you got to understand the first, 10 years is $60,000. So, you know, $60,000 plus the next 8 years is like 48. So that's 108,000 plus the medical, plus the dental, you know, like I said, and plus if you say in 18 years of like $3,500, what 35,000 plus 35 times 8 would be oh wow. you know, like 40, no, 50 something $1,000. I'm doing it off the top of my head right now. I'm not good at math at that point. Carry the one, yada yada yada. Yeah, 24 plus 4, 28. But point five, point five, point five. You know, I got to remember the point five part. But yeah, 28, 28, 28,000. So 35,000 plus 28,000, that's 53. But now all of that's gone to waste. And then you see the kids, they don't have a bank account when they turn 18 with any money in it. They don't have money for cars. A lot of them don't have money for college. They don't have a college fund. And sometimes they look at the dad like, well, you're supposed to be doing that. And it's like you didn't waste it over six figures. When I'm even talking the low end, you know, because even using that, it'll be what? 100, close to 170,000. You didn't spend 170,000 on a kid, even on the low end. Kids go to college, you got to pay child support, the 2 years, 19, 20. Kids in college don't get a dime from, mom, from dad's child support. Most kids don't even realize that it's money supposed to be going to them while they're in college. Mom just walks off and collects it. And this is a societal problem because society started to see this more and more and more and started to go, oh, this is a problem. This is definitely a problem because we thought these kids were going to be nurtured and taken care of. And now we see, you gave the person custody, you gave him time, you gave him money, and the kid doesn't really have anything. You got people who purposely, don't do the child support thing. And then at the last minute, when the kids are grown sometimes or close to grown, then they go, oh, well, I'm going to put you on child support now. Now you owe me for 18 years. They could have been doing things the whole time, but now they owe me this amount of money because they want an extra payout on the back end. Because normally those people have received, they might not have been in the court on paper on child support, but normally they were receiving money the whole time. And, that goes with it's a gift hustle. And people started getting accustomed to that too. So it's like the money conversation is not as cut and dry as people once thought, you know. And now, because it's like a waste, and society looks like, oh, it's been wasted. Sometimes these kids, they might get a couple of nice outfits, a couple of nice sneakers or whatever, maybe a banging prom, but it's like that's the send off. And some of these kids used to deal drugs just to make money on their own because they weren't getting money. They find other ways to, they found a work ethic to do some things sometimes because they realized they wasn't receiving the money. Kids have gotten into it with their custodial parent about that. Well, how come I don't have money for this, but they send me money every month? Like, how come I don't ever see it? This happens all the time. So the money conversation is just always a looming thing because it's a character issue because you start realizing that, it's a waste of money. It's a waste of the work. It's a waste of the time. It's a waste of the money. People getting their hair done and nails done, people going on vacations with the money, but all of a sudden, can't do anything with the kid. So society started looking like, okay, we get it now. And I can say that parents were going to school, they were all dolled up, the kids look a mess, and it's like, wait a minute, something's not adding up. And this goes from the poorest of it to the richest of it. You got rich people living off of their kids' child support because it's tens of thousands of dollars a month. And then when a kid grows up, they're broke. Both the parent and the kid are broke. It's crazy, but it's still a character issue. So I'll leave it at that. Catch you on the next one. You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna take you.